On May 7, 2014, Cathy Holloway Hill had the honor of having an interview on the Living by Design radio show with a legendary voice for the people, Dr. Maya Angelou. It turns out it was her final interview.
Dr. Maya Angelou, how are you doing today?
My name is Cathy Holloway. I'm doing very well.
Thank you.
And you today?
I am absolutely blessed, and I am really blessed to have you just talk to our listeners, giving some pearls of wisdom about a very, very important topic. You have such wisdom, and I'm just really appreciative for that. Our nation is appreciative for that. Okay, Dr. Angelou, thank you so much. What I would like to say is that first, I just want to point out that there seems to be a problem in our society. I would call it an illness in our society among our females, our sisters, not just your biological sisters, but just sisters in general, females, women.
Yeah.
Women compete. Unfortunately, they envy, they gossip, and they pass judgment on each other. And I really would like to hear from you to try to understand why does that happen?
First, Ms. Hill, it is a part of the nature of the human being to be so insecure that we tend to be envious and hateful and selfish with each other. There is that about us. And I think it's dangerous to say women do this as opposed to human beings do it.
Amen.
Because it weakens us as a group when we say we are the only ones doing these bad things.
Mm-hmm.
And I have that to say when I hear African-American people say, well, people in our race, we tend to be. Well, that's not true. This is natural to the nature of human beings.
Mm.
That's all.
Okay. That's very good.
Having said that,
yes.
Having said that, we learn scantily, and that is to say, we have a way of learning almost by rote, just on the top of the brain. In West Africa, there's a phrase which is deep talk, and it is said that you can never go to the end of the meaning of a phrase or a piece of wisdom. You can never get to the end. You continue to go deeper and deeper. Sometimes, because in our time, we are easily satisfied with the scanty answer, how are you? Fine, thank you. Without asking or saying, is the person really asking me, how am I? Is she willing to wait and let me tell her how I feel? Does he really care? Or is this is just skin deep?
Exactly.
And so we tend to be satisfied with skin deep answers into matters of great piercing moment. And that accounts for some of our stupidity.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is.
It is. And it's also an illness because don't you think that...
Well, I don't know about illness. I think we take that too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's an illness.
Mm-hmm.
Or if that's a natural part of the makeup of the human being.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we say illness, then we suggest that there's a doctor who can fix it.
Well, true, because I know sometimes, when I said illness, I was actually referring to like the illness of racism and the illness of emotional trauma.
I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
But I just think that it's dangerous to label things.
Mm-hmm.
Quite often when we put labels on attitudes or even on human beings, it's so that we don't have to deal with the nature of that, the natural nature of the thing.
Right.
And you can just say, oh, that's a gay person.
Right.
Oh, that's a faggot.
Right.
Oh, that's a drunk.
Mm.
Oh, that's a person who is habitual, is a drugger.
Exactly.
That's somebody. That's a New Yorker.
Right. Let me ask you this,
You know.
Dr. Angelou. What about our young girls? Because we have a lot of young women coming up in our society, in our nation today. And do you feel like they are indirectly being shown and taught how to judge other females based on the role models they have in their life? Because that's what those people are doing?
Yes, and the men as well. They're being shown by men however men treat them.
Mm-hmm.
They either find it impossible or very difficult to sense any sense of worth in themselves,
Right.
because they're treated shabbily. But then they turn around and treat people shabbily.
Right.
So and the men are treated shabbily. Whenever you see racism and sexism and ageism and all those idiocies.
Right.
They are visited upon every person in the society. So you think, oh, he's rich and white and male, so he doesn't get that. That's not true.
Right.
He's spurned and scorned. He may be able, because he has money, be able to find his way out of the corner that he's pushed into.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, just push somebody else into a deeper corner. I don't like to see us separate ourselves from other human beings.
Absolutely.
It's very dangerous, I think.
Right.
So I think it is wise to look after your own self first.
Right.
And then the people around you next.
Mm-hmm.
That is, relatives, friends, co-workers, citizens in your neighborhood, and in your church, in your synagogue, in your temple. Be concerned about how they are, but first yourself.
Right. And how can you hold people accountable?
Okay, you don't have to hold anybody. Hold yourself.
Amen.
Are you a judge? Hold yourself accountable.
That's right.
That'll be your full lifelong work.
That's right.
You see?
Yes.
I mean, and what you do, you're teaching. You're teaching when you hold yourself accountable.
I like
You're
that.
teaching young women and young men and old how to be.
That's right. And walking your talk. Walking your talk actually helps to demonstrate to people. Instead of giving them advice, walk your talk, and your demonstration is the best advice.
That's true. Also, the important gift, the most important gifts are gifts you give yourself.
That's right.
Be patient with yourself.
I like that.
Realize people do what they know to do, not what they think they know. Not what you think, oh, he was exposed to that, and she went to that school, and he was exposed to that information. I know he knows better. Not necessarily. Mm-hmm. People do what they know to do, and that's you.
Mm-hmm.
So first, be patient with yourself.
Right.
And kind to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can talk about being kind to someone else.
I agree. Amen. Absolutely. Amen. Those are extremely. Now, what do one last question. What do you think we can do to help each other heal? And I know you're right. We have to heal ourselves first.
That's it.
But once we go that path and start to heal ourselves, how can we put ourselves out there to help heal others?
Well, once we do that, we'll see a way. You finish what's on your plate. And then you can get another helping.
I like
work
that.
with what you got to work with. And when you really if you're really brave enough, courageous enough to be honest with yourself, you see that you have a loaded plate.
Absolutely.
To deal with. Deal with yourself first.
I love that. Dr. Angelou, are you working on any projects, books that you...
I'm working on a new book called Encounters. And I'm working on it right now. So excellent. I mean, this week and next week, and I'll be working on it through the summer, I think.
Awesome. Awesome.
Okay.
Dr. Angelou, thank you ever so kindly for your time. We appreciate your pearls of wisdom. You're an amazing, amazing individual, and your soul just shouts from the rooftops how much you love the nation and our country and our world in making it a better place. So thank you so much for your time.
Where are you calling from, Ms. Hill?
I am actually in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, but I'm in Indianapolis.
You know, one of the greatest poets in the world lives right there, Miss Marie Evans.
Wow.
You have a computer or what do you call it?
Yes.
Laptop or something?
Yes, I have a computer, and I'm definitely going to look that person up as soon as...
Okay, her name is Marie Evans, and it's Mari.
Okay.
And Evans. And just go on right now and ask for a poem called I Am a Black Woman.
Wow.
Get it now.
I will.
I've used it for the last 50 years.
Awesome.
Okay?
Thank you.
You will thank me.
Oh, I'm thanking you now.
You will thank God and you will thank her.
Well, I thank God for you, and I thank God for your pearls of wisdom, and I certainly do thank God for your time. May God bless you and continue to do great work.
And the same to you.